Hello guys and welcome to Surgeon Simulator. Now, the reason why you're seeing this video, this is an ad filler video, ad break, ad whatever I decide to call this video, where the reason you're seeing it is because for whatever particular reason the video you were meant to see today has not been uploaded, or indeed this has been sitting around for a while and I decided to upload this instead of whatever else you were meant to see today. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'm going to do a couple of these filler kind of things, just have a backup just in case. The phone is ringing! In an ad filler, ad break, whatever this is, we're not playing the actual game. What we're going to do is little tasks, challenges, little things. So we're going to click on operations here. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'll be honest. In case you didn't know, I'm not a doctor. But what I am is a man of science. Now, that's not to say these patients are men of science. Indeed, they could be women too. But it's not to say they are of science. They might believe in fate. And I have specially selected patients which believe in fate. So fate is going to decide their surgery. If they live or if they die. We're going to give a helping hand at the beginning. We are going to rotate our hand. We are going to make sure everything that fate could possibly need is turned on. So we're going to turn on the drill here. We are going to turn on the laser. Fate has a hard time controlling, like turning on buttons and things. So we're just going to make sure everything's on that fate could possibly need. The laser is on. And the drill is over here. We'll turn this on. Okay. And then fate will decide the rest. Fate is quickly going for a swing with the laser, and has decided to use a fire extinguisher to break open the ribs. It's an interesting move by Fate, but Fate knows what it's doing. Fate is Fate after all. It has a plan. Back in with the laser, just kind of scraping everything across the ribs, trying to get them open is now Fate is now doing. Fate is now trying to flip over the saw, which it has accidentally got lodged in the wrong direction, through the stomach. Never a good place to have a saw. But again, Fate knows what Fate is doing. Fate really not doing much at this point. I assume Fate has kind of given up on this fellow. Oh, no, there we go. Getting the bone saw in. The laser swung across as well. Currently still working on the ribs, Fate is. The hammer is somehow stuck underneath the face mask. But again, Fate knows what Fate is doing. Fate currently biding its time. And there we go. Fate is going in for another swing with the laser. Excellent. Saw currently embedded in the man's groin. Again, Fate knows what Fate is doing, I suppose. This man has also come in for a vasectomy, apparently. There we go, Fate has got the rib cage off. Congratulations, Fate. You are one step closer to completing the surgery. Fate does have a hard time dislodging the lungs, so we will give a helping hand for that. Fate obviously does not have opposable thumbs, so Fate does have a difficult time doing certain activities, such as making tools. Oh, we've dislodged the liver as well. I'm sure Fate is going to be pleased that we did that. And I believe that's a lung dislodged. Okay. Back over to you, Fate. Fate thanked me by chucking a lung in my face, as Fate so regularly does. Fate has decided that the laser does not need to be on anymore. Fate sometimes does an interesting move like this. Decided the laser has served its purpose. And Fate currently making sure the man can hear the radio. Fate just letting in a bit of a cool breathe now, just to help the man relax. Being in the back of a moving ambulance and having your hands, or having your life in the hands of Fate is a worrying thing. I can hear the bone saw running. I'm not entirely sure where it is. Let's go find it. Okay, Fate has presumably lost the bone saw and the drill, turned off the laser. Fate is going toolless, as we call this in the trade. He is going to use it. He is going to pull out the organs with his teeth. Fate, obviously, as we all know, does not actually have a mouth. So Fate will have a hard time doing this, but we should see what happens within the next 450 milliliters of blood. Well, as we are under 200 milliliters of blood now, it seems Fate's only goal for this man was to rip open his ribcage and harvest his organs for use in future patients. Fate is a strange doctor, and possibly a little bit unorthodox. Oh, there we go, he's got the stomach as well now, apparently. Good old Fate, well done. Okay, Fate has requested the next patient. Patient 2 for Fate. We are going to turn on the bone saw. Again, Fate lacking the opposable thumbs. We are going to turn on the laser. We are going to turn on the laser. There we go. And we are going to turn on the drill, which is currently flying around. Fate getting a bit happy already. Trying his damnedest. Again with a fire extinguisher approach. Fate is interesting. He enjoys that fire extinguisher. Getting a scalpel ready to use already. And starting to work on the rib with the hammer. Fate is a quick doctor sometimes. He can get his tools where he needs them to be before he actually needs them. And Fate already deciding that the laser is not necessary for this surgery. We're going to see how this plays out for Fate later on in the game. Fate currently using the radio as a multi-purpose entertainment machine and ribcage smasher. Fate still working on those rib bones for this man. And Fate has decided that the radio is unnecessary for this surgery. He is done with the entertainment for this evening, and will continue to work in pure silence. Fate now using the bone saw for its intended purpose, and to make the man uncomfortable that there is a bone saw vibrating in his lower chest cavity. Fate, of course, does not understand that the operational end of the bone saw is the metal end. Ambulance is currently driving very fast, again due to Fate's discretion. Music is also going interestingly slow. Kind of an oxymoron by Fate, but again, Fate knows exactly what Fate is doing. Fate is currently over 6 minutes in time and has still not got the rib cage open. He may just be toying with this man. Fate does have a tendency to play with his victims. I mean patients. I am currently waving my hand about to try and entice Fate to do something with its life. Or this man's life, indeed. I believe the inaction of Fate is indicating that he wants the laser turned back on. Again, Fate lacking the opposable thumbs to do so. I shall indeed assist Fate by turning the laser back on for him. There we go. Fate back in his element, shining lasers around like nobody's business. Little known fact is Fate offers free eye surgery with every heart transplant. Fate is presumably thinking about its choices and its options for what it can do next to this man. It appears as though Fate has decided that this man shall not live, and has also decided that his organs are not suitable for harvest, and will merely let this man die after almost 10 minutes of torture and being played with. Fate can sometimes be cruel to people, but Fate always has its reasons. Fate is Fate, and Fate knows exactly what people deserve. And this surgery is all over for Fate. Fate decided that this man should no longer live, and has smashed everything against the wall. Fate has requested the next patient, please. Okay, let us turn on the bone saw for Fate. There you go. Let's also turn on the laser for Fate. That's a beaker. Let's turn on the laser for Fate. We've got to try and be fast about this. Fate likes to get started as soon as possible. He doesn't like to hang around. So the quicker we can turn on all the Fate's tools, the better. Otherwise, Fate may come for me next. And turn on the drill for Fate. Eventually. Come on. There we go. Fate's tools are now prepared. Fate currently making the saw fade in and out of existence. Fate obviously does have control of all the universes inside the multiverse, and can do things like this. Fate has now phased the saw through the table, spinning it around, presumably trying to saw a hole in order for the blood to drain. Fate currently using the laser beam like a giant deadly spirograph to draw patterns into the man's skin. Not entirely sure where Fate has left its tools this time. The bone saw is currently being powered by the power adapter there. Oh, and has now phased out of existence. Fate deciding that all these tools today no longer require the use of this universe, and we'll move on to the next one, which is a better universe all round for tools, for obvious reasons. My hand is in the way of Fate sometimes. He likes to roll beakers across the man's groin. My hand sometimes stops that. I apologize, Fate, for botching your surgery. This man will probably die now because of that very reason. Fate this time not really using the radio for much of anything. It's pretty much sat in the same position it always has been. Clearly Fate does have no need for radio today. Fate, biding its time, possibly has gone to the next universe in order to retrieve the tools, just in case it needs them again. Our tables in the ambulance are clearly made of the highest possible quality material, the saw still having a hard time cutting through it. Fate is now getting frustrated because it does need a hole for the blood to drain through, because there is a lot of blood during surgery. Fate taking another swing with the laser. We'll see how that pans out. Well, it seems like again, Fate has decided that this man shall not live, and his organs are not suitable for harvest. Fate clearly this time deciding the tools in the ambulance are needed elsewhere in the multiverse, and phase them out of existence in order for them to be used elsewhere in the multiverse. This man, unless Fate has a trick up his sleeve, will surely die within the next couple of seconds. Fate, today, 3 for 3 with deaths. Of course, Fate being Fate and Fate knowing exactly what everybody deserves, is the all-knowing Fate has won, as these 3 men deserve to die because Fate decided it so. I'm not entirely sure what we can take away from this and what we've learnt today, but as always, thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in whatever Fate decides I should do next.